And when you do nitrous oxide, it's intense, and you hold it in. You're holding it in your lungs, and it starts to go wah 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 wah, and it gets more and more intense.
Well, we're back again for episode 9?
Shit.
Almost to episode 10. Oh my god. Yeah, that's looking kind of nuts.
All right, we're in.
9 weeks.
Thank you all for everyone watching the nanny pod.
The nanny pod's been going crazy.
Our biggest viewership yet.
Yeah.
So really excited.
Yeah, we're getting up there in the subscribers too. So
she had a lot of fun doing it, which is really cool. So that's exciting.
Yeah, she had a lot of fun actually, like hearing that people were like excited to watch her, and then she actually had someone go up to her in person.
Yeah.
and sang her little teapot song. Yeah, I'm a little teapot. That's like the new. That's what
Nicole did, right?
Yeah,
when we were at graduation the other night.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome. Ma, got chicken or what? So she's having a lot of fun with it. So really cool. So hope everyone enjoyed that. So this week we are decided to delve into some light topics like the universe. I figured we'd go. We go small.
Very light topic of the universe. Yeah. The entire universe.
Yeah. But I mean, I think more, I guess it's the universe, but I think it's more like our solar system too. It's, not as grandiose as the universe. So, whatever your personal preference is we want to attempt to create some chaos in your world and mind, as our mind is chaotic as well. So, obviously, there's lots of ideas for what the universe is and how it was created and the Big Bang Theory.
Where do you want to start with
What is the current thing? Like
13.8 billion years.
Okay. Okay, fuck. Let's fucking start off right now with like, how
That's
the fuck do you know?
Well, it's got to be a load of shit.
Why? Well, how do you guys know? Did you guys get out your fucking slide rule and send it to the edge of the universe and it's 13 billion light years away?
Maybe they know how to how they can do like carbon testing, the carbon dating. Maybe they did dark matter grading.
Do they have dark matter? I thought they just
we have dark matter. No, we do.
Like we have it like in a lab?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, nonetheless, that sounds okay. Well, great. 13.8 billion. I'm down with that. That sounds good as anything else.
I think that's also just like kind of where they like tested like the static.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the static electricity.
Okay.
That's how like far away it's been coming from, but also at the same time, like how do you know where it begins and ends?
Yeah, that's really confusing. Well, I think too, it's obviously there's a lot of people with a lot of really intelligent mathematics behind them that are doing this stuff.
100%.
So maybe they have more concrete, but needless to say, one of my favorite sayings, I said it last time, the only thing I know is I don't know shit. So, that's all really conjecture and we're just trying to figure it out. But so the universe, we're going to start with that as the foundation, and obviously the Milky Way, our current galaxy, we're rotating inside it, and then our solar system. So
we're also rotating
inside the Milky Way on our solar system.
Inside the Milky Way, and then on our planet.
And then our planet
and then
rotating
around the sun.
And then we're rotating around the sun.
So everything's rotating.
Yeah. So
in different ways.
So the circle's like a key ingredient of most of this, right? All of our planets.
Sphere, not a circle.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not a sphere. The planet's a circle. The moon's a circle.
The planet is a sphere. Planetary bodies are spheres. They're not circles. There's a difference between those two.
No, I thought we were in an elliptical sphere around the sun. It's not a perfect circle.
We're in an elliptical circle around the sun.
Yeah,
we are a sphere. Spheres and circles are different.
I know.
Circles are lines. Spheres are 3D objects.
What I'm saying though is like we're not stretched. If you run, you run something through the earth, a line through the earth, and if it goes through the center of the earth, the distance is the same all the way around the earth.
Yes, it's a sphere.
Okay, so a perfect sphere. Yeah, we're not a circle, but what I'm saying is we're a sphere. We're not elongated like a football.
No, yes.
Yeah, okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And all of our planets, known planets that we can see, they're all the same too.
They're all spherical.
They're spherical. Sorry. Circular is what I was going with. So that's we know that, we can see that supposedly. But I think the real thing for us is because our little pathetic human, minds can't really handle much more than freaking what we know. So I look at like the human existence, and so far we're looking at like what 30,000 years is what we're saying.
40.
Okay,
40.
30 to
44. I
40,000
think
years.
it's 44.
Okay, for like the first man, and most scientists and most people would agree that the first man that's not like Cro-Magnon man or
Like a
yeah,
Neanderthal.
like a Neanderthal man. Like I think that the first man was found in Africa, cradle of life. That's where the first like man was found. That's us. Obviously, there's been men found that are other, but they're in between us and apes and somewhere along those lines, supposedly.
They have a theory. There's a
That's a
theory
theory.
that essentially North America is where it actually all started.
Okay, well,
Which is a
but we
great
can.
theory.
Everyone kind of agrees 30, 40,000 years. So we
Yeah,
started
30,
like
40,000 years.
being human,
Yes.
like started building foundational stuff where we were like living in groups and starting some form of society. But a couple problems, I had a couple issues that I'd really struggle with, and we've talked about it. Is I don't understand how. So man becomes man. We decided to branch out. We start moving around the globe. Then like, did a bunch of people go to like Japan and like Hawaii and England and South America and like then we all spread apart and we all evolved separately?
I don't know. I think you could say that maybe that, or that like we started off like different species of, because there's like they say there's like four different distant ancestors of humans. So like I think maybe four different ancestors could have been around the world, and that's where they evolved into the
Yeah,
races
because I mean,
that
if you
they
look,
are.
yeah, I mean, look at like the Japanese and us, we look drastically different.
Oh, 100%.
Biologically,
Yeah.
we're the same. I mean, you
I mean,
look at people,
every other regionality.
real Africans, original Africans are like totally different than Asians, than Caucasians from Northern Europe or North
Yeah.
America. Like, but that's my whole thing. Is like, how did we come from one type of man, and then branch out and become like drastically different looking humans?
Well, that
And
I
now we're all
think
kind of
is
getting back together, and like in another 100 years, everyone's going to be really looking very similar.
very similar, unless like like you live in like a
Super isolated.
like China right now. Like like not a lot of people are going over there and like
Joining the Chinese
yeah,
culture.
like joining.
But
that
Chinese people are
culture.
coming here. What
Are
I'm
coming
saying
here,
is like you
yes.
got the Chinese person that they marry, someone the African person, and they have a baby. Okay, and then that person marries
Who
someone
marries a
from
white person,
white
and that
person
white
who marries
and then
someone
that
from
child
South
goes and marries
America,
some
so
South American
some
baby, yeah.
Latino person. It's like, man, we're all tweaked out. We're all fucking crazy. Then it's like
yeah.
we've lost the bloodlines are forever blended and mixed. And if I had my choice, I would go for like maybe a little more Greek, maybe a little more black, like because I'm looking for a little more tan. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like being as like pasty without laying out. So like I'm hoping for like, like I'm kind of hoping for like, some of the features. I could use like another 2 or 3 inches on my height. I could live for like a little more muscle structure and definitely like a nice olive skin is what I'd be kind of going for.
Not really what I'm looking for is just the olive skin.
Yeah.
I would just like a little bit more color.
Well, yeah, but you're like 6'2", 6'3". I'm like 5'11". Why you gotta like hate on the short guy that's only 5'11"?
Really, you guys have a lot more leverage than us.
Okay, wow, that's nice. You know what that is? That's when you ask your friend if he's going to introduce you to your friend's girlfriend, who I would say, is she hot? And then someone else would say, she's got a great personality.
Oh.
Okay, so that is a no. Fucking no. Okay?
Dude, we've gone really off track from the universe. All right,
whatever. This is all part of it. I'm just saying.
Let's get back to it.
So that's one thing I have. I have a problem with that whole like, okay, we split up and then we became totally different looking species. I mean, still man biologically, but different. We look different. You can't take me and a true African person and a true Chinese person and a true South American or Filipino person, and you line us up, man. We look different.
Bro, yes, obviously, okay? Bro, yes.
So I just that's the whole thing. So one of our theories.
You're fascinated by the change in regionality. All that has to do is regionality.
Why though? Like why?
Because the black people in Africa, or the African Americans, or whatever the fuck you want to call them.
No, true Africans.
They
African Americans don't count because they're already blended.
Okay,
We're all blended over here.
no,
America doesn't
the
count.
reason
I'm
they
talking
have
people
more
like a person that has never left
the
Zimbabwe.
reason they have more melanin in their skin is because it protects them from the amount of sunlight that they receive. They receive so
Okay.
much more
I'm
sunlight
okay
than
with
us.
that. I'm
The
okay with that.
reason we have less is because we live in areas
We
like
move north.
England
We move
and
north.
Scotland, which
Yeah.
are much more cloudy and don't require your body to have as much
Yeah,
melanin.
shitty ass fucking garbage weather.
And yeah, biologically, if you're running around chasing stuff instead of, advancing your brain,
or
the difference between the
planting
English,
or living in
yeah, like
societies or whatever.
agriculture and stuff like that. So you're not thinking like, oh, we need to run around and chase for our food. No, we've already caught our food and we're farming our food. So we don't have the physical capabilities and attributes that, the Africans had because they were doing much more running around
More
and
hunter gatherers.
more hunter gatherers than agriculture and farming and more of a societal standard. That's the difference.
I understand that can happen. I just don't understand how it became so drastic. I mean, and why, and where's the break?
And
You
I
know what I
guess
mean? Like,
that, and,
where's
and
the break
that's
between this person and that person? Like, it broke severely.
and that's
Why did
the
they
great
isolate?
mystery.
I know, why did they isolate though? Like, why weren't there still people? If we
What do
started
you mean?
branching out,
Freaking England, they're on a goddamn island.
well, is that it? The continents drifted apart?
I think so. You could say that continental drift. I mean, Pangea, like,
Okay, so like, let's talk about Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands, most isolated island chain
okay,
on the
that's
planet. Okay, I dare say that no one swam or paddled their canoe to Hawaii. The scenario is there were people on those islands and they got slowly pushed further and further apart from the other land masses in the Pacific until they became
maybe
completely
dinosaurs
isolated.
flew them to the island.
You think I'm off base? You think I fucking got sideways? Wow. They flew on pterodactyls from like
yes.
California to
Yeah,
Hawaii.
like Ark Survival. They put saddles
Ark
on
Survival.
them.
Now we're talking video games.
They put saddles on them and they rode them.
I was being serious, and you had to go comic book. Read a comic book. No, his symptoms are psychosomatic. What is that like? You know, like you start fires with your mind. What? It happens. Read a comic book. I'm just saying, dude. That makes no sense.
I'm kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding.
But the point is like Hawaii.
You're right. No, you're right though. Yeah, like the Hawaiian people. That's a strange thing. I mean, I don't even. There's got to be something. They've got to know something. Maybe we're just being dumb right now. I think we're being dumb.
Okay,
they have
it
an
takes 6
explanation for it.
hours from California to get to Hawaii.
Yeah, but they have an explanation.
Nobody
for it.
paddled their
There's no way.
shit out there. No fucking way. No way. Okay, we pretty much, well, we don't know because we don't know shit, right? We can agree on that. I don't know shit. I'm just saying. Like Christopher Columbus, like what, 30, 35, 40 days from England to get to America?
I don't know. I think it might have been longer than
No,
that.
no, I think that's about what it was. It's about a month and a half, maybe 30, 40 days. Anyway, we could look that up. But the point is, they had like sails and like, you know, they had like all this like technology that we were using. So, I mean, they had like technology. When we got to Hawaii, I mean, the Hawaiian people, from what I know of, they had societies, but they weren't like technologically advanced.
Tribals.
Yeah.
Like tribal societies.
They were like native
Native
societies.
American. Yeah, like natives.
Yeah. Okay. So they didn't have technology. I mean, they had canoes, but nobody's fucking rocking a canoe from California to Hawaii.
Definitely not.
Okay. So like the only way there were people on those Hawaiian islands that were native to those islands is they were on those islands. And then the continental drift just slowly started pushing them further and further away until they couldn't get over to the other land masses. I mean, if that's it. Now, the other explanation for some of this shit.
That doesn't make sense because there's no way.
Yeah, but
the islands are still too small.
I'm just saying though that where the islands are, we're closer to California. Aren't they being pushed toward? No, they're being pushed toward California. So they're getting pushed away from Southeast Asia. Okay, so that makes some sense. Our other theory is, which is what I am more a believer in, and I believe it more every day, is that that somebody has made a flyby on Earth, some alien civilization. And they flew by, and they were like,
evidence.
"Look at this carbon-based life form, all this carbon-based life that's on this planet already, and why don't we drop some some intelligent or the ability to gain intelligent DNA onto the planet and see what happens. Like we're just a giant petri dish. You know, we're just kind of like, we're out here and someone's still watching us. They're like, and they're probably watching us being like, you people are fucking idiots.
You people are no, you people aren't even idiots. You guys are insane.
Yeah. Like you just want to blow each other up and like steal each other's gold.
Yeah,
And like,
exactly. We just are trying to fucking dick all of ourselves over.
yeah, kill ourselves by trying to kill each
You're
other.
all one, but you don't care about one
No,
another.
it's fucking interesting. So, but I mean, I look at that and it's like, then you could look at like Japan and China and South America and Africa and England and the United States. And you could say, or basically the Native Americans, because really everybody here, everyone in this country who's white is not native. And the only natives to this country are Native Americans. You know, that's it. So, you know, but maybe they just dropped a bunch of different looking DNA in all these places. And then let's find out what happens when they all try to find each other and figure it out. It's like Marco Polo was in Italy and he was like, I'm going to
We're
Asia.
probably in a fucking simulation, dude. Like,
Or
there's
maybe-
no way.
Okay, like we're in the Matrix.
Like,
Okay.
like not like even in the Matrix. Like, we are. Like, Earth isn't real.
So we're just a computer
We're a
simulation.
computer simulation.
All right.
Like, we're a game.
Okay.
Someone is playing.
I can understand that too because there's shit that's happening.
Yeah, there's stuff that
and you
is
go,
just inexplainable.
yeah. Well, we've talked about it though. Like if you look at everyone has their, you know, a lot of our civilization, a lot of our planet, even to this day, has their version of God. God created the earth. God created this. You know, whether it's Jehovah, whether it's Muhammad, whether it's well, whatever religion, whatever it's Buddhism, whatever it's Taoism, like there's a God. Okay, and that is as rational as any other situation, realistically, whatever you believe. And I mean, you look at things like Mozart and Beethoven and Albert Einstein and I don't know, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, like people that are on the earth that are significantly like not even necessarily just like intelligent brain wise, but like creative beyond every other human that they're in contact with.
A glitch in the system.
Yeah. Like the black cat in the Matrix tells you like, uh-oh, something's fucked up. But I mean, like Beethoven, how do you write music deaf? So you could say, oh, touched by the hand of God. That makes some sense. He's different. He's someone put some shit in his brain that I don't have. I can't work hard enough to do that. I cannot.
The most bare bones, like I don't feel like thinking type of thing, but like there's an explanation for it. I mean,
how's Mozart write an opera at 5 years old?
You can still see it.
Yo, I'm not saying. I'm just
saying.
It
sounds good.
It does sound good, but the point is like how? Why? How is his brain so advanced? I can't learn that shit. I can't go study and be as creative and intelligent as Steve Jobs was. You know, I can't go to school and like work my ass off and be Elon Musk.
I don't know. I think you're wrong.
I don't know. I think some people
wrong.
I think some people, maybe it's their upbringing. Maybe
I think that's a choice.
Yeah, but you look at people with photographic memories. I can never have a photographic memory. I can read shit. I can learn shit.
But they can't do things that you can do.
Not really. I have a friend who has a photographic memory. He can pretty much do everything I can do. He might not be as good as I am at it.
That's exactly what you're saying, that you're not going to be as good as it anyway.
Dude, no matter what I do, I'm not going to be fucking, I could work my ass off, and if I wrote an opera, it would be shit.
I don't know. I think you're wrong.
I
think that's your self-programming.
Maybe, but my whole point is I think that certain people have been born with different types of minds.
Yeah, but how can you explain that?
I can explain it just like I can explain the fact that you and I have different physical traits. And if we can have different physical traits when we're even this closely related, then can't we have different mental states as well? It's all part of our biology and our physiology. If you can be 6'5" and I'm a 5'11",
like I said, though,
you could have a bigger brain than I do.
Like I said, though,
you're
like
born
you can
with
have
that.
different. Like that's a. I mean, obviously, physical traits isn't a choice, but like mentality, like your mental state and
not everybody can be as smart as everybody. I don't care what you say. There's no way. That's impossible. Some people are gifted with a different mind. That doesn't mean people can't be successful. That doesn't mean they can't learn, they can't educate, they can't do all these things. I'm just saying some people are gifted with different minds. Their minds are different. I have a good friend. My mind is different than his. He reads something once, it's committed to long-term memory, and he never forgets it. I don't have that. I gotta like fucking read shit 3, 4 times and like study it to learn that shit. That's not something I can just go figure out and turn on. He was gifted with that. He didn't learn that. That's not a learned trait. I think there's a big difference between like intelligence, true intelligence, being bright, and being smart. I think you can study your way to smart.
Well, there's probably then yeah, like I mean,
That's all I'm saying.
from what you're saying, then there's probably like just your brain's healthier.
They're different. It's just
Your
different.
brain is connected through different neural pathways.
Now, your argument is decent when you think about someone who's autistic and can do like complex fucking mathematical equations in seconds in their mind, but they can't hold a conversation with another human being.
Yeah.
Okay, that argument's good, decent, because you're like, okay, well, they're great at this one thing, but they're awful at this other thing. Okay, so they have higher level gifts on one area, but they have really lower level gifts on the other end. Where most of us are just sort of like meandering in the middle. But it's not bad. It's not. But I'm saying, like, yeah,
That word is just
what, meandering?
it's just so funny. I don't know why. I think it's so funny. I think it's just funny because it's just like meandering.
Well, meandering is sort of like what
You're
those
just like,
dumb fuck zombies look like in Walking Dead. They just fucking run into each other and they're just meandering. They have no purpose and they just wander around bumping into each other. Like, that's cool. I mean, most of us are just stuck in the middle. Most of us are just pretty good at some stuff and we're okay. And then throw in fucking laziness and stupidity and it goes to hell real quick. But I mean, the figuring out of our purpose on this planet, of what we're trying to do is, I mean, it is a mind scramble, but I mean, there's enough information to be able to formulate some decent ideas. I have my own personal religious beliefs. I feel like I'm a free thinker. I feel like I'm a spiritual person.
You set this up so bad today, man. Would you fucking just cherry rig?
I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. I failed. See, I mean, do you think Steve fucking Jobs would have set up this shit so poorly today? No, he probably would have paid some dude. He's fucking smart as fuck.
And why don't you just like pay someone?
He would have been embarrassed. He'd have taken the whole table and thrown it out, and then gone and started a new company and made $1 billion in 3 years.
Yeah.
No, I just fucking did my best, and now I'm sitting here on the couch fucking around with it. So there it is.
Your shit is fucked up.
I'm okay, dude. What do you mean, dude?
You're hanging on, dude.
Dude, I'm dialed.
You're hanging on.
I got
hanging on
in more ways than one. So I don't know. Like the purpose of us on the planet, what we're doing here, and why we're here. Like
there is no purpose. There's absolutely no purpose.
No, there's no higher meaning.
No, there's no higher meaning.
Are we gonna get anything explained to us when you clip out?
No, absolutely not. Nope.
Why do you believe that?
Your energy. We are energy.
Yeah, we're electrical. We're electrical creatures.
That is it.
Okay,
that is it.
I can agree with that.
Energy is going to flow like the first.
So when you clip out, all your heat leaves your body.
First law of thermodynamics: energy can't be destroyed nor created.
It just transfers.
It just transfers somewhere. So essentially, when you die, your subconscious is just blasting off. It's literally leaving the planet.
But is it blasting? It's not. I don't think it's blasting off. It's just clipping out. It's like a computer that you turn off. It's now forever off.
No,
it's no longer computing.
No.
So you think it lives on?
No, we go somewhere else.
So that's what you believe.
Either we go back to a collective consciousness and go back into the cycle, or
I think physically all of our parts go back into the system and the cycle.
Okay, yeah, physically, but
I think it's like
we're talking about energy here.
Your computer right there. It fucking it's
releasing energy, and it's releasing energy in everywhere.
I realize that though, but if you fucking turn it off and don't plug it in and give it energy, you can't get the shit off of it. The brain of the computer is basically dead. Like if you lit your hard drive on fire with all the shit you have on your computer, it doesn't go anywhere.
So it does.
Where's it go?
It's burned in the fire. The fire is releasing energy itself.
I realize that, but like what is on there? Like your life, like take your life.
That's what I'm saying. It's being transferred.
It's being transferred, but your life is gone. The energy is transferred, but your life's gone.
Well, yeah.
Everything you were is gone.
Yeah.
So you can agree to that. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
everything that's on that hard drive. I can burn the hard.
Say that. Not about humans.
I don't know. I mean, I just look at humans on our planet and like one thing
We have
that
individual consciousness.
maybe we do.
We
Wow,
do.
wow, we are plugged in.
Yeah, while we're here.
Wow, we're plugged in.
We're not plugged in.
Yeah, we are.
We're
We're
in our bodies,
it's we and we're fucking
but our bodies aren't
we
us.
but that's the thing. Well, there's one of the biggest things. Is it or not?
Our bodies are carriers for our
Regardless though, like
energy.
the brain is being satisfied. We eat food, we give off heat, we drink
The
water.
brain isn't necessarily being satisfied. It's just
It's being kept
being kept
alive by the
alive.
breathing
That's
of
it.
oxygen.
Yeah.
Without it, that's the brain's power. Without oxygen, it dies. And then let's say we burn you up.
I would say it's a combination of things for fuel because it's not necessarily just oxygen.
I'm merely stating though the fact that like when you clip out, who you are as a human being is going to go away. That's my belief.
But I don't necessarily think we are linked to being just human beings.
So you think you're saying you believe that the consciousness
You are your consciousness.
while
That's
you're alive.
it.
Well, you are while you're alive. Well, when you're dead, what happens?
Your body is dead.
Yes, but
But
isn't the
your
body
consciousness is being transferred.
merely? What I'm saying is merely if your body's dead, then your brain no longer has fucking the electricity to freaking process information and hang on to information.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. But I'm
So
saying
does your consciousness, everything
doesn't
you
end.
does it go some? Where's it go?
That's a great fucking question. I
Okay.
can't answer that question.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is
But it doesn't end.
I don't. The energy goes other places, and it's a transfer of energy.
Yeah,
but like,
your energy is being transferred somewhere.
I agree with the energy part,
Yes.
but the energy and your personal consciousness are two different things.
They're not necessarily are though.
Literally, the physical thing of a hard disk, you could light it on fire and it will burn for a while and give off its heat and energy, whatever it has in it. The carbon will all burn up, or all that'll be left is carbon behind. The plastics and the fucking
Yes, but the
electrodes and all that.
energy moved.
The energy moved, but everything on the hard disk is gone. That's what I'm saying. All the data that was on the hard disk that you recorded, that's gone. And what you're saying is you believe that stuff goes somewhere else,
Yeah.
to a consciousness, almost to a sort of Judeo-Christian version of like going to heaven, where my consciousness lives in heaven. And that's where my consciousness go. And I get to like chill out there with like everyone else who's in heaven because their consciousness is there too. And it's that type of belief system, which is
Sure.
fine. But I'm just saying that
Sure.
that's what you believe. I don't believe that. I believe that you clip out.
It's
you know,
over. It's
Your
done.
your life,
Your black screen.
Your life, yeah. But I think you get to, because everybody has these near death experience, or some people do, and I think that it says they see their whole life pass in front of you. I think as your brain shuts down, you get to like go through and access like everything that happened. Like you get to see it all.
Yeah, so explain that then?
Well, that's just what I believe, because people say when they're brought back from being dead, they're like, I saw my whole life. Like I watched my whole life.
Yes.
I was like dead for like 2 minutes. And
So
then I come back.
basically you
relive
uploaded
it.
those files again.
Yeah, but I think that's just your brain dying. You know, and it's just going through everything, fucking clearing it out. And maybe it is clearing it out.
So what is the end?
I think the end is just black screen.
It's just blackness.
And then
It's just the moment. It's just
black.
you trying to think of.
Great movies start with black.
It's like you thinking of before you were born. Like that's what it was. It's nothing.
Nothing. I think that you give off your heat as you die. Your electricity quits firing, so all the electric impulses, they die as well. And you give off your heat. If let's say they burn you, let's say if they bury you in just a hole, well then the other animals eat you and eat up all that's what's left of you, and all that remains is your bones, which are carbon, and you're gone, like you're done, like you lived your life. Your brain shuts down. And then your brain, if you're cremated, gets burnt, becomes heat and energy that goes back up into the universe. And what's left of your ashes are thrown under a tree, and an animal eats part of it, or this or that, and you just become back to the system.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at the planet, there's never matter created on the planet. Like it's not like we get like heavy doses of like asteroids from other worlds that like rejuvenate our thing. So pretty much everything that's here
It's already here.
was always here.
Yeah.
Like all we're doing is moving, I'm going to be a palm tree, and then I'm going to be a dog, and then I'm going to be a car, and then I'm going to be, our bodies are going to become all these different parts of the planet. And we get put back into all that. I personally don't believe that that my consciousness goes anywhere. I think that part is over. Now I get to be part of a million little things on the planet again because
You're
I'm part of I am the planet
physically,
physically. Yeah.
physically, but
Yeah.
you are not your body.
Well, that's your belief. I mean, my whole thing is my consciousness. You're saying the consciousness isn't going
Yeah,
to
but do
go
you have
somewhere.
a voice inside of your head? Do you have a voice inside your head?
That's me.
That's not you.
That's me.
It's not you. It's not.
Okay, what do you mean by that? I
It's
don't
not
understand. I
you.
don't understand.
That voice in your head isn't you.
What? Who is it?
That's your consciousness.
That's
When
me.
you're speaking, yeah, but can you think and also talk at the same time?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right
No,
now.
you can't.
I'm
No.
thinking of you.
Yeah, you're talking to me from your mouth with your words. But when you listen in your head, that is a different part of
I
your
think
mind
that
and
we
your
need to get
consciousness and body.
you to see a doctor because you're hearing voices, and that's starting to frighten me
No,
a little bit. Okay, well, this is totally gone sideways. And I didn't know you're gonna have this cry for help on our
dude,
ninth pod.
this is
but
not a cry for help.
dude,
Look,
if
I'm
you're
just explaining.
fucking hearing voices, it's something we need to
Do
address.
you not hear voices?
I don't hear voices. I hear my voice.
Yeah, you don't hear like your voice in
And-
your head?
Yeah, when I'm thinking about myself, like, but I'm not. It's not someone actually having an engaged conversation with me. Are you talking about ChatGPT? Is that like your friend?
Oh
I mean,
my god. I would have referred to ChatGPT as my friend. But like
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to mute the shit out
I
of
don't
that,
have a
but
voice in my head.
you don't have a voice in your head.
No, I have me.
Okay, but yes,
I talk
so
to
you're saying
myself. Well, that's just
you,
me.
but that's not. It's not you. It's not. I'm telling you, that's not you.
Who is it?
I can't explain it to you because it's just like it's something that's just so fucking ridiculous and complex that yeah, anyone that wasn't already thinking like that would think I was crazy.
I don't. The voice in my head is me.
It's not you.
It is my conscience.
not
It is me
you.
talking to me, being like, "You probably shouldn't do that. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do more of this and less of that."
You're referring to you.
That is me.
It's not you though.
Dude, the only person in my head is me.
Yes, I know that.
Well, then
Well,
who's
it's
this
not.
other person that you're
I'm saying
talking
it's
to?
not you though. Like it's not specifically you.
All right. Well, we can agree to disagree.
Because
on
yeah, you
that.
can think because you can think of things in your head and then not do the things that you said in your head.
Yeah, that's me talking to me. That's rationalizing. That's me freaking making informed decisions. That's me being moral, being valued, being, using my collective information that I've built up over 54 years and going, you know what? I shouldn't drink, 80 beers and drive my car tonight. That is me telling me from the information I have going, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that.
See, realistically, like they say, I think 50% of the people in the world don't have that voice.
The one you're speaking of, or the one that I'm speaking
Oh
of?
my god. Oh my god. No, just a voice in their head. That's it.
So they just fucking wander through
Yes,
life doing
that's what I'm
stupid
saying,
shit,
that's
and
what
they
I'm
don't even know why
saying
they
that
do
it's
it.
not, and I'm saying that's why it's not you. Because people go through
But
their
I have
lives
that voice.
living their life.
But I have my voice.
Yes, if you have a voice, you know you have a voice in your head.
This is a revelation to me. This is all
Really?
new.
Is it really a revelation? Like, no, this is just like deep spirituality.
Maybe you have more spirituality than me.
Well, I've probably just delved into it a little bit more than you have.
I mean, I just
like you came to you have a level of spirituality because of that one day you looked at yourself in the mirror and you said, no one's going to help me. Like no one's coming. No, I'm here all alone. No one necessarily cares what I'm doing.
yeah. Well, yeah, I have had that, but I mean,
And that's a
what you're
level of
talking about is
spirituality
going to
because-
you guys. You're like talking about your consciousness being part of a larger consciousness, and you
Not
live on
necessarily
beyond
being
death.
part of a larger consciousness. I think it's just separate. It's just separate from our physical bodies. Our physical bodies are holders of what we are.
Yeah, but our physical body generates the power, the electricity, the ability for our brains to.
Consciousness knows how to keep our body alive to keep itself alive.
Well,
Essentially,
I realize that. I mean, our brain is running our body, and our body is nourishing our brain. Those things are happening congruently. Those things happen at the same time. My whole thing is I just don't believe that we go beyond that to a different consciousness. I would love to be wrong.
I wouldn't necessarily, and like I said, I don't necessarily think it's like a combined consciousness. It's a,
Well, I'm just saying, you're saying you don't
it's
clip out. You
you
don't.
don't clip out. You go somewhere else. You do,
All right.
100%, because
That's not my belief
matter,
system.
because energy is didn't destroyed or
I think we're talking about two different
it's
things,
not
though.
destroyed or
I
changed.
believe that we go back into the Earth's
I
mix.
know
That's
that
we
you're
can both
talking
agree
about
with that.
physically. You're talking about physically. I'm not talking
But
about
without the
physically.
physical being, how can you have a fucking computer without energy? How does a computer work? It doesn't. It dies. It's dead. It's black screen. And we're no different. Our
I
brain
don't
is a
think
computer.
I think we're different.
Our
That's a
brain,
goddamn rock.
our brain is computer.
That's goddamn rock.
I'm merely saying it's the same thing. We're not designed the same way. It all works differently. I mean, the human brain and body are a billion times more complex than a laptop. I'm not
And that's what
disagreeing
I'm
with that.
saying. So we're not the same.
I'm just saying it's the same principle. It works the same way. If you take a hard drive of a computer, would you say that's the brain of the computer? The keys aren't. The screen isn't. The screen's like your eyes. Okay. The hard disk is like your brain. The power is like your oxygen and your food. Okay. Those are all those connections, I think, can be rationally made if we're going to compare ourselves to a laptop. And my whole point is once the energy is gone, you unplug the computer, the laptop turns off and basically dies because it has no energy. And that's what happens to us. Our heart stops beating, we stop breathing, we turn cold, it's over. The body cannot any longer exist. It has no more power, no more energy. It's not turned on anymore. So inevitably, where does all that conscious system go? Well, in the computer, it's just sitting there. And if a computer could be turned back on, our bodies cannot. But my point is, I don't think that we teleport to another consciousness or we, whatever, how we ever go. I hope I'm wrong. Like I would love.
I mean, no, I can see how
I would love to have that
what you're
moment.
saying is,
But like,
like,
that's just not what I
equates
believe.
to what you're thinking.
Well, yeah, it's
But
just that's how you're raised and who raised you and who told you and what
I
you thought.
think.
I don't
I
believe
mean, what
in.
about like?
I'm not a believer in like the Judeo-Christian form of heaven. I'm not a believer in that.
Okay, I'm not either. You don't go to heaven and hang out with all your homies and
okay.
like ball out
Okay.
and like
All right,
just
so-
like, yo, we're in golden hot tubs and I soak my balls in a golden jacuzzi and shit, bro. Like,
Okay,
and I just
now
get mad
where
hoes
did
and I
you
just
get-
do all this Judeo, like, and I just hang out with the angels and God and we get our God on and we
I
just,
mean, that sounds sick, dude.
we
You're
just
talking
ball out
about
and have
like
parties.
you're talking about like like golden hot tub for your balls and hanging out with
Dude,
bitches. That's
yeah,
legit.
no, it is legit and it's fucking awesome.
that sounds
and
like heaven.
And why wouldn't you want to be a believer of that
Yeah.
and be like, you know what?
I wish I was.
If I repent enough and I, you know, give to the church and I give myself to Jesus Christ, like,
So really, in
I'm
my
gonna
life,
go and like I'm gonna, my life's gonna be better after this life, and my life's already good.
so like you just
like-
what you just described, I kind of feel like I'm already in heaven.
You have a golden ball sack jacuzzi.
I have golden balls and a golden ball sack, and I have tons of hoes. I have like lots of hoes and golden balls, and that's how I live my life. And maybe that's why I don't care if I live past my.
Yeah, you're probably like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't fucking care.
I'm already grateful as shit.
Yeah,
so,
dude. What could be better than this?
I mean, no, you're right. Like right now, like physically, like yeah, like you are like there's nothing better. Like if you aren't grateful right now, man,
I am.
Like, you're not gonna be grateful anywhere else.
And I mean, I think maybe the way I live my life or you live your life is
And
like, I don't need an afterlife.
But
I'm gonna
that's
have so much
also
freaking
probably-
badass fun while
but
I'm
that's
here that I'm gonna be
also-
like good.
But that's also why you have that mentality. Your
perhaps.
life is so great because you know that there is nothing after this.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
that
once again,
You
you just use that word again that we don't use. I don't know shit.
well, yeah, like I said, like you don't know shit. So like
I think.
yeah, like you think that there's nothing gonna be after this, so you're therefore making this the best that you can make
Fucking
it.
awesome.
Like yeah, like sick.
Yeah. Totally.
Like this is the best that you can get. So why wouldn't it be the best? If it's already the best, it's already the best. There's
Well, like
no,
I've had discussions. We've had discussions.
there's no
And you
discuss.
and
There's
I-
no like way around that.
You and I have had these discussions, and I've had discussions with people that are very religious. Okay, so I have a friend, his wife, very religious. It gets very frustrated with like any discussion of religion because she just gets pissed off that like you don't believe what she believes. But fine, fair enough. I mean, isn't that's part of
It's like,
Christianity? Is
I
like,
guess you're right.
you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
part of
I mean,
Christianity is
I
trying to
hate
like,
to laugh. I apologize for
yeah,
laughing.
but to preach the gospel and to get other people to become
Yes.
believers.
Yes.
So when people try to convert me, I'm not like pissed. I'm just like,
No, you're
I'm
just
kind
like,
of annoyed. I'm just like,
"Alright," like,
okay, thank
yeah,
you,
thank
Jehovah's
you.
Witness. I'm not going to be a dick. Like, thank you for your little pamphlet, and you said a prayer for me. Like, you've probably gotten tips that are like, they give you like the little prayer book, and it's like a psalm from the Bible or something. And I'm like, thank you, that's very kind. Like, anybody rooting for my soul's salvation, I'm fucking cool with that.
I guess, yeah.
I don't. Thank you. I just say thank
I
you.
appreciate you wanting me to be saved.
That's just a beautiful thing. What a beautiful sentiment for another human being. And the world would be better with more of that sentiment. So, my argument is with this person is, okay, you have a belief of Christianity and you are like, I'm going to go to heaven, because I believe in one true God and I follow the 10 commandments my best way. And when I get there, I'll repent and I'll get to go to heaven. And that's what I believe happens. Okay. So if my belief system is right, and it could be, we can agree on that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
100%. You
Okay.
just you live your life and then you die.
And then you die
it.
and you become back into the earth with the biological, physical part of you, and your brain just clips out and that's it. And then you start over, like you're just toast, which is fine. So if I'm right, then this person's last thought is that they're going to heaven.
Yes.
Okay. They're on that last breath. Okay. If they're on their last breath and they're like, I'm going to heaven, this is it. I feel myself dying. I'm done. I close my eyes. I take my last breath. Boom. They clip out. They went to heaven because their last conscious thought was that they were
heaven.
going.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they're right, right,
I mean,
they went to heaven. Let's say they go to heaven. Let's say they go to heaven. They clip out and they go to heaven. I clip out and God's like, or whatever. God's like, you didn't believe in me.
Well, you go to heaven too. It don't matter.
I don't think I do.
You do go to
Well,
heaven.
I didn't believe in God.
It don't matter. You go to
Not
heaven.
Judeo-Christian.
You do. You go to heaven.
Dude, if you don't believe in God, you don't go. You got to be a believer to get in. Well, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says you got to be part of the team. You got to join the team.
I think you're wrong.
No.
I think that's why
I've read the
Jesus
Bible.
Christ died on the cross.
No, those are for sins.
Yeah, and that's a sin to not believe in God.
Okay, that's a sin, but that doesn't count. If you don't believe in God, dude, you don't go to heaven. Not in that form. You don't.
Dude, there's so many different
I'm merely saying this.
of
I'm talking about this
Christianity for that.
person.
Yes,
I'm not going to use names.
Go on. Yes, go on.
My whole point is this person. All right. So their belief system was you go to heaven. Let's say they're right. They went to heaven. I don't get to go to heaven. I would hate to think I go to hell when I was a really good person. I mean, hopefully there's like a middle area that's like kind of cool.
Purgatory? Yeah.
But I mean, that sounds fucking awful. But anyway, let's say I'm right. Once again, they believed in heaven. They go to heaven. I don't get to go. Fair. My system's right. They believe they were going to heaven. The last breath they take, they thought they went to heaven. So my argument with that person is you're winning either way. If I'm right, you're going to heaven. If you're right,
I'm going to heaven.
You're going to heaven.
Yeah.
Like
but that's the way of God.
I'm saying though,
help people get saved.
My thought process is maybe cynical, maybe doubtful.
What do you mean?
I just don't believe that. I don't have that belief. I don't know. I mean, I have a million beliefs, but I don't have that belief. So I feel like a freer thinker and I want to dig a little deeper into like what might really happen. And that's what we're talking about the universe. I mean, I think we've invented religion on our planet out of fear, out of values, out of morals, and we've come up with this system because first we couldn't explain things. And now that we're getting into more scientifically backed information, we are able to explain things. I mean, if I was living in a freaking cave, and I'm barely surviving on some berries and occasionally we kill an animal and eat it, like, and Halley's Comet comes by, I'm going to be fucking freaking out. I'm going to be like, there is a God and he's pissed.
How do you even get to the assumption of God?
We did. Did someone give it to us? I don't know. Maybe. But the whole point is, I just those are just not my
Because
beliefs.
without knowing of
That would be a lot
quote
easier.
unquote God,
Yeah, but I
how
mean,
do
you
you
look at
come to the
everyone, the
assumption?
different religions around the planet. Why are there so
How
many
do you
different
come to
religions?
the assumption? Dude, because everyone was eating goddamn mushrooms and getting high and
Maybe,
being
I
all
don't know.
freaking voodoo
Yeah, I'm just saying though. You
bullshit,
like
and everyone's
you got
like,
the
I'm
Aztecs. You got
hallucinating because I haven't eaten in 3 days,
regardless.
and I
You
saw
got
another
Native.
man. I saw a man floating, and he told me that if I went this way and I kept going this way, I would find food and water. And guess what? I found food and
Okay,
water.
that's
So
that's
that was
different though. The whole
God.
point
That
that's
was
different.
God
Like,
telling
yeah.
me,
Okay, that's fine.
guiding me to help me
Perhaps,
survive.
but the point is that
So I need to
man,
make a sacrifice.
that could be just shut. That could just be some dude that's fucking walked past that shit 3 miles back and was like, "Yeah, fuck, dude. If you keep going that way, you'll get there." That ain't God. You know, like Lewis and Clark, if they rolled up on someone, they could be like, "Yo, there's a really fucking big canyon back there." Do you think the Native American would be like, "Holy shit, that was God"? That guy with like a fucking beaver pelt on his hat, he was
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Shut up, shut the fuck up, stop.
Yes.
No, he'd be
He
like, "Those
he
guys passed by it. Now they know where it is, so they told me."
he
I don't think that's
lived.
a very good
He
argument.
lived.
I
He
just,
was riding animals.
I just
Like he had tamed the creatures of this earth.
okay.
He's
So
God.
the whole point is that you know we don't have the answer about the universe, but like I would like to know a little bit more, and I'm digging. I'm trying to find out. You know, at any time, any of the gods that are celebrated around the earth at any time, if any one of them wants to show up, I'm down.
Oh, 100%.
You
What
know what
you
I
mean?
mean?
Why wouldn't you? You'd be like,
You know,
yo!
dude, if JC pops
You'd
in
be like,
tonight,
yo,
if
what
J if dude,
up? What up?
if
You are
hey
my dog.
if Jesus busts out and
Like,
rolls
you are
up in
my
my crib
dog.
tonight, dude, and he's like, dude, what's your problem?
Yeah, like, you need
You
to,
got to
like,
get on
get your
board.
God on.
Yeah. I'd be like, fuck, dude, Jesus came to me last night. And I'm fucking heading to church right now because I got some repenting like a mofo to do. You know, because he showed me showed me some like freaking, you know, like an album of heaven. It was legit, and I want to go there.
I want to go there.
I mean, it sounds fucking badass.
See, I don't think I don't think that would make you righteous enough to go to heaven if you had to see heaven to go to heaven.
Why? I mean, okay, and people have made that argument with me. They're like, you need to have faith. You need to have faith. I'm like, if your system is right, then God gave me this disbelief. God gave me this doubt. God gave me my curiosity.
See, that's like world breaking for those people.
Yeah, it fucking scrambles their brain and they just get pissed off, and then I lose a friend. So I don't talk about that anymore. But that's a whole nother issue. But it does. Like that's my whole thing. Is like that God gave me my doubt, and it's like Christianity. If I lived like by the 10 Commandments, I live like 9 out of 10. Like I live by them, and I do. I do. I live by the top. I got a 90%. I mean, you get a 90%, I mean, you get an A, dude. You get like a gold star.
That shit don't matter in heaven.
Obviously not, because if I don't believe in the first commandment, there's one true God, I'm out. But like you believe, you like live by half of them, and you just say you're sorry a whole bunch, and you get to go to heaven. That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, we're off track. I don't want this to turn into religion, because
Turn it into religion.
I am a huge believer in freedom of religion.
God
One of the
damn
things I love about the great United States of fucking America. Like, I believe everyone should be able to do exactly what they want and practice every religion that they want. And there are times that I truly have
We've really sidetracked.
I wouldn't say a jealousy, but a respect for people of true faith. You know, that believe it in their heart. It's part of their soul, and they believe it. They're the lucky ones. They're going to heaven.
Sure.
It's a guarantee. Either I'm right or they're right. But either way, they're going. So good for them. But we're smart people, and we're smart human beings. And to get back on track with what we are, one of my frustrations with the existence of humans and why maybe we're not from this planet is we're the only creature on the planet that does not live in harmony with it. We live in a out of balance world.
You could say to a certain degree.
I'm just saying, like look at every other animal on the planet. They
I
all
just
live
think
in balance in their
I think
ecosystem.
and I think, but I only think we live out of harmony is because we're already so intelligent.
Well,
They don't know better. They're living off of instinct.
Yeah, but you can't say that because whales have emotion.
They
No,
do, but they're living off of instinct.
regardless, the whales though think.
Okay, whales aren't building fucking skyscrapers.
I'm not saying we're not different. We are different, but my whole point is, if there's not enough fish in the fucking sea, there won't be enough whales to freaking swim around and make little whales. And when a whale is born with fucking 3 fins on his face, and he's all fucked up because of some genetic deficiency, he doesn't live.
I don't know.
We don't keep him alive. The whales are like, sorry,
That's bullshit.
dude. When the
Like I said, that
Don't
is
even.
instinct.
Dude.
And then what I'm saying is right. That's instinct.
dude, when the wildebeest
Because
is
when
born
we
with 3
have-
legs,
When we have
they
autism,
don't try to. They
when we
don't
have
all gang
autistic-
up
when
on the
we have
lion.
autistic children, we don't just leave them outside, open the car door, and say, "You're free. You're free now.
go free."
You're free now. You're free now." No, we would take it to an institution,
Dude,
and
Shut up! I
we
knew
would-
you were gonna quote Wolf of Wall Street. Shut the fuck up,
we would-
Donnie. Aren't you worried about having fucked up kids because you guys are related? Well, yeah, we just take it up. We take it upstate and let it go and be like, you're free now. You can go.
You're free now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You
No,
free-
man,
nah,
I'm just fucking
with
you. No, but here's the thing. Once again, we're out of balance. Like, we go to an area and we engineer the area for our survival. Like, we consume more resources
no,
than we
you're
need. That's
right.
all I'm saying.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, we have no business being in the desert. There's no fucking reason to live here.
I think it's a better place for humans to be than anywhere else.
I'm not saying I fucking love it. It's the shit. But my point is, without our technology, we cannot live here. Without our ability to get water, like, oh great, I'm gonna roll over there and get a glass of water right now. Okay, that's
we
only
built a canal.
yeah. Like this
But
water.
no, yeah, you're right. Like we've dried up lakes. We've
Like we just
killed
we-
riverbeds. We've
But like you don't see the gorillas. The gorillas just don't keep. The gorillas that are alive in the different parts where gorillas live, like their ecosystem, their ability to procreate and live and exist is based on their ecosystem. So and enough to eat. So when there's too many gorillas, they'll die off because they run out of food.
Yeah.
And then they'll shrink down their size of their gorilla families, and then everything will get back in balance. I mean, the other animals on the planet live in harmony with the planet.
But like I said, it's all off instinct. We don't live off of instinct. We live off of our thoughts and what we want.
But that makes us uniquely different than every other animal, because people are like, oh, we're animals just like any other animal. It's like, how come every other animal on the planet, if you want to call it, I'll play along, instinct. How come every other animal on the planet lives in the same way, lives in harmony with its surrounding? We don't. We don't at all.
Yeah, you're right. We definitely
we use technology to
aliens.
freaking we keep our elderly alive. Dude,
Our like,
like
damn,
a
bro.
fucking seal over
Damn,
here.
bro. Fucking spit it out, bro.
Today, Junior.
But no, yes.
Well, I hope we keep our elderly alive. We keep our kids that are sick. We keep our kids that are sick alive. And in nature, no, you don't see the wildebeest like sacrificing their resources to keep the old wildebeest alive when he's old and fucked up. They're like, yo, bro, like you're not fast enough anymore. Like you're sorry. I'm a young badass wildebeest. Like I can fucking haul ass still. The slowest wildebeest. It's like that Red Bull commercial. Have you seen it? Where it's the 2 freaking Thompson's gazelle and the lion is stalking
I
them.
haven't seen that
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, so you see the lion's back and he's crawling through the brush and he's looking, and the 2 Thompson's gazelles are there and they're talking to each other, and they're like, "You see that lion? He's like gonna fucking stalk us and eat us." And he's like, "Well, we're gonna run away." And he's like, "Do you really think?" One of the gazelles says, the other goes, "Do you really think you're gonna fucking outrun that lion? Like you really believe you're gonna outrun that lion?" And the gazelle goes, "No, I don't have to outrun that lion. I just gotta fucking outrun you."
Is that really a commercial?
That's a real Rebel commercial. Because they're like, "Oh, do you really think you're going to outrun that lion?" And he's like, "I don't have to. I just have to outrun you." And then it's Red Bull gives you wings. Okay.
Never seen that
Okay,
commercial.
but the point
bro.
is like
Bullshit.
the slowest, oldest, youngest.
Okay, yes.
fucked up-
Move on. Get to your point.
The whole point is we're out of whack.
Well, yeah.
That's another reason that I think that maybe we were just dropped in.
We were dropped in.
You know,
We,
someone
we we have to be dropped in. There's no other reason.
like
We
if
did
it
not evolve from a
like
goddamn
like a
fish.
straight evolution path. Even though I believe that, you know, like Charles Darwin, you know, like wrote that book and like it was heresy forever because people were like it went against religion, you know, and went against God and then that's what everyone sort of believed for a long time was like, yeah, this evolutionary path and you know, I don't know, the differences in like people
The
and
aliens
species,
are God. That's where we got religion, and we were brought here
like
by the
chariots from the
aliens.
sky.
Yeah, like we were brought here. That was honestly, yeah. I mean, that could have been the best demonstration of what happened, and then it just got misconstrued into, you know,
Because they were so far
evil people,
advanced
and like that
than
would be
we
hard to
were.
yeah, like that would be a hard thing to describe to people that didn't even know, like describing a UFO to someone that doesn't even know what a freaking computer is, or like a plane, that would break someone's brain. They would be like, that ain't real. You're lying. The
Well, yeah, like
objects don't just fly.
there's no doubt. I look at on our what was it?
You
Maybe our
can't
first
come
podcast
from the sky.
when you were doing chat and you like asked chat all those questions.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're talking like 10 years. You know, we're not talking 10 generations. We're talking that 10 years difference like when we didn't have it and now we have it. And I grew up. I watched a world where 1971 I'm born, so we're flying. We're going to we're going to the moon. You know, we
Yeah.
just went to the moon. Nukes are real. And society has progressed in a manner that now I'm 54 in 2025. Like the invention of the computer chip and what that has meant to our technology is probably the greatest single invention in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas you don't even see that as an invention because it was already here when you became aware of your surroundings.
Sure.
So like you're not like holy shit, fucking computers are crazy. So when you make the
It's the
jump to chat,
normality.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you make the jump to Chat DPT and AI, you're like, well, that's kind of a natural progression.
Yeah.
Okay, I make the jump from computers that basically you input data and you get data back. And you can argue whether chat is thinking or not, but it sure is fucking smart. And I mean, we went from, okay, your computer will give you all the data you want, go online, look for stuff, look up a website, read about it, gain that information, to the ability to just ask a question to a computer and not only have it give you the data that you're looking for and the information that you're looking for, but also give it to you in a manner that, like, if you've already developed a rapport with your chat, like you have, it gives it back to you in a manner that, like, makes most sense to you. Like, it kind of knows what you're thinking and gives you information back, like, hey, this would be a good idea for you. That, like, kind of blew my mind. Like, what you're saying is, like, can you imagine someone, a Native American in, 1200 BC, whatever, Native American, they're living here, no white men have been here yet, seeing an airplane? It would be the only possible rationale would be God. Like you wouldn't be like, oh, that's someone from another, like what you're saying, like, oh, that's over another planet and they just like rolled up here. Like you might not be able to make that leap. So your only way to
Because
rationalize
it's not
that
even
might be,
the thing is, it's not even a concept, is what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
it's not
What I
even
mean is
like a
like I think the only thing you could do is like our gods are telling us something. Something came down from the heavens and the sky and they're telling us something.
or like that's one of our
Yeah.
gods. Yeah.
Or yeah. I mean, so I guess you wouldn't think, oh, maybe that's someone from the future.
No,
Like
because
you
the
wouldn't,
future wouldn't even be.
that's
Isn't
not
a
a concept.
concept.
It's not a place.
It's not even. Yeah, it's a Fugazi. It's a
It's a
woozy.
woozy, it's a wazi.
Doesn't fucking
It's all
exist.
fucking mustard shit. It's above the neck.
Numbers, decimals, frequencies. Egg, 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 egg. It's all about the shoulders.
This little guy
mustard
right here.
Shit.
This little guy. Cocaine. Okay. It'll help you stay focused. It also
It'll help you
know
down numbers faster.
You know why? That's better for me.
Better for me, better for you.
You know, no. It's better to take money from your clients.
Well, isn't it advantageous to,
Help.
help make your client money and you money at the same time?
No.
Fuck the clients.
Fuck the clients. That would make it real.
Because once they pull their money out and they cash in,
Then it's real.
then it's real. But if
We don't want that.
if they cash in and you come back around and say, "Oh,
Wait a minute.
I found this stock,
A new idea.
a new idea,"
Yeah.
and
Reinvest.
they'll keep doing it because they're fucking addicted.
Jerk off. How many times a week? 3, 4. Those are rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers.
You got to get those up.
We gotta bump those up.
I do at least twice a day. Once in the morning right after I work out, and then once after lunch.
You'll get so good at it, you'll be fucking stroking it to the money.
Rabbit hole. Sorry, another rabbit hole. Obviously, we have an affinity for film.
It's more just Wolf of Wall Street. I love
Wolf of Wall Street's awesome.
I love Wolf of Wall Street.
Let them watch. Let them watch.
Let him watch.
Tell your sister.
No, don't go that far. Don't go that far.
Let them watch. Ma, you got some chicken or what? So, I don't know, man. There's like some deep philosophical things to think about. But, the more I like, my brain gets frazzled and fucked up over it, is the more I think about it, the alien DNA, let's fucking see what these idiots do. Like,
It gets real and real.
It kind of, in my mind at least, it makes like the most sense. Just because like we're shitty to each other. I mean, we're so fucking smart. I mean, we've been able to break everything down to the molecular level, to the atomic level. I mean, it's fucking brilliant. It's so smart. It's like unfathomable that a man like Albert Einstein was like, yeah, man, E equals MC squared. And like, other than like dark matter and black holes, it works. For most math.
Even black holes.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
kind of figuring them out.
Kind of figuring it out.
Kinda.
But like, as far as like our planet goes, E equals MC squared, like, nails it. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that happens on our planet, like that transfer of energy and mass and frickin', that works. So way out there in the far universe, when we're looking at the bending of light and the bending of space and, dark matter and all this other shit, it may not be perfect there, but here it's perfect. And so like that guy had the vision to do that. That's so smart. Yet what we do with our technology sometimes is just whacked. And we're like
what? What do
mean.
you think that's like whacked?
Okay, so we figured out the law of relativity, and we figured out like atomic energy. The first thing we did with atomic energy was blow a bunch of people up.
Well, split it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is once we learned how to split it and how much energy could be released by splitting certain atoms, we weren't like, man, we could give energy to the entire planet with this. I mean, we're in the middle of a fucking world war. I get it. But we were like, no, we're not working on that. Let's work on how to split a bunch of these things.
Well, I think in that
and
moment,
like blow some people up.
I mean, that's the only reason.
Let's
we
end the war.
progressed.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying.
We weren't looking for it. We weren't
looking for an energy source.
No, we weren't looking for an energy
We
source.
were looking for a bomb.
Yeah,
we were looking for a way to end the war.
We were looking away.
I'm merely stating, like, we do a lot of bad shit with our technology. We do a lot of good shit, but like we do a lot of bad shit. And that's why I think we live out of balance. And I think that we don't necessarily belong here. And someone threw us down here to see what we would do. And they're just watching us either laughing or crying or fucking just being like, all right, well, that's working out. And maybe there's a bunch of other planets that they've done the same thing on and they've had different results and different things. But if you took humans away from the planet, like if you just took everyone, like, COVID-20 instead of COVID-19.
We just blasted off and left.
Or left, or just everyone died. I mean, if you have an airborne COVID that's deadly to 99.99% of, or even 100%, all human DNA cannot resist this virus, no matter where they are on the planet, and all of us die. What does that take? 6 months, maybe? You'd be all toast in 6 months if the symptoms were like you're gonna once you get it, you're dead within a week. We're alive 6 months. I mean, the planet would so quickly go back to being like so chill. All the animals would move back into like these places we built. You know, there'd be freaking tons of coyotes. There'd be tons of deer. There'd be tons of all the animals. They'd be everywhere because we wouldn't have pushed them back like we have. And the planet would kind of go back to living in its like state of harmony. You'd be done with fossil fuels. You know, they're not freaking mining coal. You know, the desert would become the desert again, and most of this shit would die. And you know, the areas that had rain and water and snow would be, you know, still the same, temperate climates. And it would go back to balance. So it's just kind of like we're out of balance. So we just roll into an area and just consume natural resources like crazy and engineer the area to make it awesome. I mean, I love Scottsdale, but without our technology and our engineering, this would be a shitty place to live. You sweat your ass off all summer.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
to the point of like death.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
people that don't use our technology in this city, in our current city, if they don't use our technology and go inside and get something to drink, they die.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's with society functioning all around them. People are like, oh, man, sucks for that guy. He's just going to fucking die on the street there. But, you know, what are you going to do? I got to, you know, I'm going to get a fucking Monaco with Zips or something tonight. So it's, you know, that's my fucking problem. You know, like it's just fucked up, I think. So, where are we at? We're at an hour. Rabbit hole.
Dude, I mean,
What are you going to do?
we've been just talking, chatting.
All right. So what we haven't figured out is one thing I do know is you have voices in your head. That's something we're gonna have to figure out.
Dude,
If anyone knows a
just
good,
not your voice.
if
that's
anyone
all.
if anyone knows a good psychiatrist, you know, message me. My son needs to get some help. And then you believe that our consciousness goes somewhere.
It goes somewhere, man. It
Okay.
doesn't end.
I hope you're right. I want you to be right.
It doesn't end.
I want you to be right.
You know, that's, I think, what do you mean? Then how could you explain, like, oh, I'm seeing the light?
I one thing I know is I don't know shit. So
What is that?
I don't know. That to me could be you're just clipping out.
Or what if it's like you coming out of the womb?
Okay, I've done like in my life,
Reincarnation.
I've done like a lot of whippets. Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Like I've sucked down a pretty fair amount of nitrous oxide. Okay. And when you do nitrous oxide, it's intense, and you hold it in. You're holding it in your lungs, and it starts to go wah 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 wah, and it gets more and more intense. And when you're doing it, if you're thinking about something or there's something on your mind, you can like solve these major problems.
Shut the fuck
No.
up. Shut up.
Okay,
Stop.
I believe you've never done that, right?
No.
You've never inhaled nitrous?
No.
Okay, never done whippets.
No.
I'm so glad my son is so much more intelligent than me. I do appreciate that. So, you ask anybody.
Oh my God.
You ask anybody.
Your daughter has.
She's done some whippets?
Madeline, yes.
Okay, well, people do balloons at dead concerts all the time. A lot of people have done whippets. They were, when I was in college, we all did whippets. Do them all the time. You can still do it. You go get the little freaking nitrous oxide things they use for like whipped cream containers, and you do nitrous. You blow up a balloon and you hold it in, and it's wah 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 wah. And sooner or later,
What the hell?
Okay, and sooner or later, you got to let it out because you think you're gonna fucking die.
You are gonna fucking die.
Yeah. And what I believe is, and like literally though, you solve like all this shit. Like you come up with, listen, you're not listening. And you come up with these brilliant ideas. You do. You're like, fuck, I got it all figured out.
Maybe you should go do some right now.
Dude. And like, I bet if I did it right now, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
You know what the problem is? That is the problem.
Well, the problem is the problem is that I did nitrous oxide. I mean, and I still consider myself a pretty intelligent person, but
yeah,
I gotta be.
I would consider you a pretty intelligent person.
I've got to be dumber from it. You know, like you don't do. There's a price. You don't do that shit and like hang on.
Like now, I wonder what you would have been like if you wouldn't have done all that.
I mean, would I be the next Einstein? I don't know. I'll never know because nitrous ate up a lot of those brain cells. They probably could be doing some cool shit right now. But listen, I want to finish this. So you have these ideas and you have these like revelations while you're like in this deep trance of like whip it when it's really fucking...
in this deep trance of whip it.
Okay,
That's insane.
All right. And then you're like, fuck, I can't wait to like get this out of my lungs. And then it's that whole thing, like it slows down and you like come out. I mean, this only lasts 2-3 minutes. I mean, the whole whippet thing is like 2-3 minute thing. And then you breathe it out because you feel like you're going to fucking die. And you probably are. And
Let's
and
go
then
run with the
when
lions
you
and tigers and bears.
totally. And when you come back, all your genius
It's
and all the
fucking
things you
gone.
figured
It's
out,
gone.
it's gone. And you can't remember it. And you ask anybody who
Yeah,
has
it's
done
probably
this.
disappearing. It's probably you're expelling all of your genius because you're a moron.
Okay. But my theory is this.
Oh my God.
That nitrous oxide is cutting off the fucking oxygen to your brain and it's killing you.
That's what it is doing.
And it
That's
doesn't
not
take
a theory.
Okay. So it's killing you. But then when you you release the gas and your body's able to process oxygen again, you come back and you're still alive.
Yes.
So that was one of the reasons why I feel like your world, when you die, you get to see like everything again real fast. It's almost like a memory
I'm pretty
dump
sure
that your
it's-
brain's doing.
After you die, your brain still functions for 7 minutes after you
Okay,
die.
and I think that's where you relive your whole life, and you get some answers, like you figure some shit out. And it's kind of insane to think that me doing whippets has gotten me to my greatest moment of human enlightenment since I've been on the planet for 54 years.
It's actually really disappointing.
Okay, I'm just saying. The experiences that I've had doing that and the answers that I've generated, even though I never got to bring any of them fucking back, but I know that I had them, is like makes me be like, holy shit, that's it. You're experiencing like a low level area of brain death, but you get to come back from it. And I'm sure there's some people that don't come back for it. They just fucking die and are fucking all whipping it out. They're
You
like,
ever hear about
oh,
that
how
guy
sad.
who did like salvia and he like went on this like salvia trip and he had like lived underwater with like a whole family and like he had kids and like a wife and then like when he came out of the salvia trip he like forgot how to breathe air
Yeah, I mean,
and he was like and like it was actually crazy. He like had a real
did he die
life.
or did he finally
No,
figure it
lived.
out? He finally like
He lived.
it's like he got back on the bike
3
and then
months.
started to figure it out.
3 months he lived underwater.
Well, he thinks he lived underwater.
He did.
Well, how do they know that? He was breathing like we have,
I mean, he like that's what he did like in his brain.
okay. Well, okay, but what I'm saying is like nobody like was there to be like, yo, that fucking still underwater. Haven't seen him yet. And then he came up 3 months later. So that's not how it was, right?
No.
This is like his story.
No. Yes, this is
So
his
he's just on
story.
some fucking strange acid trip. He was like,
Salvia.
is this salvia? What is that?
Salvia.
Is that just shit like Aaron Rodgers does?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you lick a frog's ass and the fucking, like it has like a hallucinogenic in it, and you fucking teleport to
Yeah.
dude, I'm just saying, man. Whippets are like, it's an enlightening moment, man. It's like,
That I don't think it's enlightening. I think it's actually really bad.
I do not disagree one bit. Like I would be the first person to be like, fucking dangerous as shit. Kids, do
only-
not fucking do it.
Yeah, like dude,
However,
like
I
the
can't
only
look
thing
back
I've
on
done
my
is just smoked a little weed,
Okay,
man.
I'm just saying, I have had experiences. I've done some shit, and I've had some fucking far out experiences. But the enlightenment that I've attained while doing whippets is the deepest I've ever been. And it's so small a time frame, and it's such a small like piece.
Dude.
I mean, it's like 2 minutes. You can't hold it in any longer because you think you're gonna die. Because you probably are.
It's like
Dude, it is. I'm not kidding you. You have your eyes closed and you're laying there on the couch. Like you do your whippet and like you do your balloon and you inhale all that gas. And then you like lay back and it starts real. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then, man, it gets fucking going. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's intense, dude. And you think your brain is going to explode. Like that movie Scanners. Like you
What?
Yeah, that's what it does. Talk to anyone. Anyone who's done whippets will tell you the same shit.
Gosh.
Yeah. Like you just go to Dead concerts and they would give you like I'm talking balloons that are like this big that you buy, like the little ones that like are the ones you do this with.
Yeah, the punchy ones.
Yeah, you connect that to your whippet cracker. You crack the nitrous and it fills the balloon up, and it fucking gets cold as shit, like freezes the thing to where if your hands on it, you're gonna like burn yourself. And then once it warms up a little bit, then you have this balloon that's full of nitrous, and then you take it and you inhale all of that nitrous, and then you like lay back, and for like 2 3 minutes you freaking trip out on this like whip it trip, and then you come back, like you wake back up,
You
and
guys
then
are such idiots.
totally, and then there's like your boy is over there with fucking
he's
blue,
like-
he's fucking tripping, and he's got blue
He's like,
lips.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Not even, dude.
oh.
You don't talk. No, because you're holding in your nitrous.
Like,
The minute you release your nitrous, you start coming back down. You come back. The minute you start breathing oxygen again, you it's gone. And then you come back and you're like, dude, I just figured something out. It was so intense. Like I totally had
but
the
you
answer.
can't remember it.
No. But
That's like the stupidest thing
but
I've ever
while you're in the moment, you get it. Like you figured some shit out. And then you can't it's gone. Don't try this at home. I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy. But you ask anybody that's done that, they've all had a same experience. Every single person, every other person I ever talked to. Hi, Nanny. And everyone. So ask someone who's done it. They've all had the same experience.
Yeah, just a stinking pile of freaking shit. Nothing.
It's not good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm merely saying that everyone's had the same experience. Like, so there might be something there.
There ain't nothing there.
I don't know. You're talking about the light. You're talking about this. You're talking about that. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, that's like a artificial way to get there without clipping out. I mean, you can't just like clip out and then come back and be like, oh.
You're kind of clipping yourself out.
I think you are. I mean, definitely damaging to a lot of brain cells. It's probably not very good at all. But whatever. I'm here. It's all good. I'm here. All right, we good?
You're asking if we're good. I mean, we can be good if we're good.
I'm just saying, man. I got some things I got to figure out.
I will second that because I think you do got some shit to figure out, bro. That whole fucking whip it trip thing was actually kind of wild to hear about. That is some stupid idiocracy.
Well, I mean, pretty much drugs and alcohol, aren't they all like idiocracy?
Jesus Christ.
Isn't it all like just dumb?
Dude, that shit is crazy, though.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm telling you, ask around. Ask around. Like, enough people. Ask around. Be like, yo, man, you ever doing whippets? They're going to think you're like trying to sell them some or something. But like, they're legal to buy. And like, the head shops sell the crackers.
Do you know about Galaxy Gas?
No, what is that?
It's
probably
like
whippets.
the same thing. It's like the same thing.
I bet it is.
But it's flavored.
Oh, great. So now it even tastes good? Even worse. Yeah, man, we would buy, like, you could buy them, like, you buy, like, a case of, like, 24 canisters.
And they're like the caulk. They look like the caulk. And then you, like...
It's a gas?
It's Galaxy Gas. That's what it's called.
What is it actually made for?
I think it's that. I think it's...
nitrous oxide?
I don't know. I don't know what it's made for. But no, it's made for
because like nitrous,
it's made for like I think it's made for like pumping out like cream.
Okay,
it's like
that's
a
all it is.
kitchen thing.
That's all it is. Because
Yeah.
nitrous oxide you can buy. You buy it in stores. You
But
buy
it's
it at the grocery store.
flavored.
Okay,
They make it flavored,
that's fine. What I'm saying
and
is
you
that,
like,
yeah, that's what that is.
and they're like, ooh,
Yeah, that's what it is. Because that's what this stuff is. It's called Easy Whip. It's used for like if you make your own whipped cream, like a restaurant, like a good restaurant makes its own whipped cream.
Yeah.
So they mix it up, they put it in this like canister, and they twist the lid on, and then there's a spot for the nitrous thing. You screw that in, and that charges it to be able to blow it out.
Yeah.
I don't think you're meant to like inhale it and like trip out for 2.5 minutes. But that's where you go get it. And you buy like 24 of them, and then you just like sit around doing whippets for like 2 hours. And I had a friend in college, and his frigging brother was a dentist, so he could get like those big
Oh my god,
5 foot tall canisters, and he always had one at his place.
When he would just have like a hose hooked up to it.
Not a hose.
and
He'd
just
have
be
like balloons. And you'd like go over there. He also had a lot of other stuff that you went over there to get, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know.
He
what
had a
you're saying.
lot of product
Wow.
that, college people were interested in. So you'd roll over there, and that was just kind of like a party favor to like go get your shit. You know, you'd pay for all your shit, but like
That's fucking
he'd be like,
terrible.
you know, he'd have his like washer and dryer stacked in the closet, and next to it would be like this giant nitrous container, like a huge thing, like in a doctor's office. It's the same thing that dentists give you. It's laughing gas. They just give it to you in way low dosage. It's the same shit. Dentists give
Don't
it. That's
think
what
it's the
laughing gas is.
same.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Research it. I'm telling you, it's laughing gas. Same shit,
Because
dentists.
if it was laughing gas, then you would be laughing.
Dude, if you do laughing gas, you do laugh. You're just like,
Yeah.
whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Whippets
if
are
you
the
do
same way. You
nitrous
feel the
ox-
same
yeah,
way.
If you do whippets, you're like,
No,
whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa,
only
whoa,
if you
whoa.
like. It's only if you like hold it in for a really long time. If you just like do some, if you like do some and then like sort of let it out, you'll just be like, and it also like because it's so cold, it like numbs your vocal cords. So when people are doing it and they're talking, they're like, "Yo, man, you're fucking crazy. You, dude, I like you, man. You crazy." Their voice is all like deep and shit. They're like, "Oh, dude, my voice fucked up. I'm on a whip it, fuck." And he had one in his house, and he'd be like, "Yo, you want a balloon?" You'd be like, "Why wouldn't I?" And we're talking the big balloon, so like a balloon like this, so you could just
You
sit
just
there
sit
for
there
like,
watching
yeah,
like TV,
yeah.
and you're just like,
And a balloon would last like a half hour. You just be like, and then it'd be like,
what
wah, 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 wah,
the
wah, and like you'd
fuck?
let it out, and then you'd be like,
What the fuck?
and when you went to Dead concerts, there'd be like people with these tanks in the parking lot.
So
I had a
fucked
friend,
up.
one of my best friends. His dad did medical supplies. He was like an upstanding citizen in our community. Like, but he would roll when the dead would come to town. He would roll out there with like 2 of these things and like sell balloons and like make a shit ton of money. I mean, you got to have like a license to get it that way. But like I said, this guy, his brother was a dentist, and he was like, "Yo, man, you need another tank? Yeah, come on down and get it." And it was just like in his house.
So, so bad.
God, ASU was awesome. Fuck, I got so lucky to grow up in that time.
Dude, that's a legendary time to be at ASU. I mean, that's when ASU got the rep of ASU.
Dude, I would never have gone there without my father saying, "Hey, Playboy magazine just rated ASU the #1 party school in the nation. This is 1988." And he said to my mother and me, he said, "Well, since we're going out west to look at like USC, UCLA, we should stop by ASU. Like the Buckeyes have played in the Fiesta Bowl. Like, you know, we should check it out." You know,
Yeah.
he said, because Playboy rated it #1. Like, we got to stop there anyway. Like, our flight was going to stop there anyway. He's like, "Let's stay for a couple days and check out ASU." And I was like, "All right, fuck, Dad. Like, you're the man. Sounds cool." And we came here and we stayed at Tempe Mission Palms, and I had a fake ID, and I went out at Hayden Square and like saw a band play. And I was like, "Oh," there were a bunch of like naked girls running around with like crop tops on and like just smoking hot. Not like some of the broads I knew from like the bus. Like, I was like, "Holy shit, this is an option." And I ended up coming to ASU, dude. And it was
Dude, you're such a fucking partier.
dude,
It's
it
so
was
bad.
the golden age of ASU, dude. It was like the end. It was like the end of the fun. Because by the end of my ASU career, they were crushing the fraternity system. They were crushing all the partying. They were crushing the underage drinking. They just were eliminating so many of the things that, I'm sorry, like college is great about college. I mean, at least the version of college that I wanted to go to, because I went to the best version of college. I mean, I was in college to do, you know, I went to class occasionally, but dude, there were 3 main focuses in my college career. And that's really why I didn't do very well as a student, because it was not in the top 3. You probably can guess, but I'll tell you what they were. In no particular order, but probably this is the exact order. #1, hot chicks. Okay. As many as I could find or would like dig me at all. Then 2, alcohol. I wanted to drink a lot of alcohol, which also helped with the hot chicks.
Also help with the girls.
Because like the really hot chick that drinks a little bit, I got hotter. And vice versa. Like the chicks that weren't as hot, they got hotter when I got drunk too. So that was a win. And then the drugs. Throw in some drugs. So chicks, booze, drugs. That was 1, 2, and 3 ASU. I think like my friends were
I don't
4.
think ASU would appreciate this very much.
Dude, ASU knows exactly what it is. Those fucking guys don't care. They don't care if you go to class. They just want your tuition. They said nothing about going to class. You just pay your tuition. You can go to school here. You go to fucking school here 10 years, baby. It's cool. Do all the drugs, chicks, and fucking booze that you want, man. I'll keep taking your money. You can go to school for 15, 20 years. They don't really want you to go. That's like saying a grocery store wants you to get fat. Grocery store doesn't want to get you fat. They fucking don't give a shit if you eat any of the fucking food they buy. You just buy their food. You fucking dump it in the dumpster on the way out of the grocery store. They don't give a rat's ass. They're not trying to get you fat. What you do with it after you get it, they don't give a rat's ass. And ASU freaking, oh, we want you to freaking get your education. No, they don't. They want your tuition. What you do after you pay it is up to you. Freedom. So that's why I was at ASU. And then college was like 5th.
College is 5th after 3.
Yeah. So chicks, booze, drugs, friends,
and then school.
Matriculating.
Wow.
That was it.
All right. I think we're gonna end it there because you guys probably have a lot of chicks and booze and drugs to be doing instead of watching our goddamn fucking podcast. So
good luck out there. Happy hunting.
So I just want to say, go like the video, subscribe if you want to see more. We post every week now. We've been basically, I think we've been very, very consistent actually with the posting. Go follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Go over and down to the videos and then the shorts tab and go check out our shorts too. They're great.
Thank you, everybody. I can't say enough. We're having so much fun doing it, and it's only because we're getting a decent response from people that are watching it, and hopefully we're making people laugh their ass off and smile and just make life better. Because my son and I we disagree on a lot of things, but we both agree that life is meant to be joyful with family and friends and laughter and just really try to have a good time as much as you can in life. So no matter what, that is a real part of life. And if we can make someone laugh, I think it's one of the greatest gifts that God or the universe or the aliens gave us, is the ability to make each other laugh. I think he's laughing now, and I'm so happy I made my son laugh. I'm honored to make people laugh, and I try to say enough fucked up shit that they like it and they think it's funny. So thank you all if you do.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one. Peace.